Hello and welcome back to day 8 of the Greatness Within journey. 31 days to reconnect with yourself and start creating a life worthy of you. And today we're continuing with the lists. We have two more to go. We have talked about possessions. You made a list about what titles, what labels you're using to define yourself. We have talked about behaviors, what behaviors you're using to define yourself. And today we're talking about appearances, the way you look. What you see is not what you get. And specifically, what you see of yourself is not who you are. And it's difficult or challenging to get to that point, but it's a fact. It's a way. It's difficult to think about it, especially because you can see yourself like doing the same thing, which is behaviors, but like you see yourself every day, and the way you look, you start like you start thinking, oh, I have to look this way. I have to dress this way. I have to walk this way. I have to express myself a certain way because that's who I am. But in reality, you're kind of like building all this stuff out of fear or obligation, as I said in other places. So today's exercise is to make a list. Make a list of how you're using appearances, the way you look, to define yourself. Just make a list. It doesn't have to be extensive. Just jot down whatever comes to mind in terms of you using appearances. Things like I'm fat, I'm thin, um, I'm short, I'm tall. Those are a way to think about appearances. Is like those are things that can technically change. You can get surgery and look a different way. You can gain weight, lose weight. You can lose a limb. You can um, not be able to walk normally. And the reality is, like, does that really change you? Like, does a person without limbs, is that a different human being? Is that not a human being? Isn't that a person? Like, does a person that can't move, are they still a person? Like, that's how you want to be thinking about this. That's how you start challenging some of this stuff. But for now, make the list. How you're using appearances to define yourself. What appearances have you attached yourself to? And maybe just pay attention to, like, what are things like, if you didn't look a certain way, would you still feel yourself? Would that be a problem? If you were to look a different way, would that actually be better? But is it better because it really aligns with you, or is it better because you feel you should look that way because that's what other people say you should do? We're not passing judgment. We're just kind of making a list of the things that you're using. We're going to go through an exercise later to start identifying kind of like which cards to pick back up, which life cards would you pick back up, which ones are in alignment with you. You may have noticed it already. Certain things are like really in alignment. Some others are like right in between. It doesn't really matter. You don't need to judge them right now. Just make a list, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. What you see is not who you are. Thank you for watching.